Hi and welcome to The Winning Factor. I'm Aitken, and on this show every week we pick out a couple of races from the weekend meeting in Hong Kong, and we're looking for a single element of the race that we might look back on later as having led us into the winner. The first race we're going to look at for Saturday this weekend is race 4, and our winning factor here, the last start winner. Now we'll have a look at the field, and a couple of horses stand out as strong chances here. There's the David Hall trained Speedy Dragon, Superstar, who's done a very good job in his 2 runs to date, and Solar YY, Zach Burton's mount, having his first start. But I'm going to focus on the 2 with race experience, and there's certainly no knock on either of them. Superstar was impressive at winning his racecourse debut, and now we're going to have a look at his second run in a race when he had to get back from a wideish gate, had a lot to do under top weight, but he rattled home well at the finish to do a pretty decent job behind Charizard. Meanwhile, Speedy Dragon, seen here in race 293, broke through for his first win. He'd taken a while for the penny to drop, but he had always shown ability at the trials even before he started racing, and here he was able to cause a bit of a surprise at long odds, getting over the top of a John Size trained horse called Chairman Low, who's going to go round at very short odds later in the program. Now, as I said, Speedy Dragon was at quite lengthy odds that day, a big surprise to most race fans. And often when we look at a horse that wins at long odds, that puts a little bit of a cloud over the worth of that form. However, the reason that I'm saying Speedy Dragon is worth following here, and we'll ignore the fact that he won at big odds, is the record of his trainer David Hall with last start winners. Now here are the records of trainers with last start winners over the last 5.5 seasons, and David Hall very prominent here, and he's always one of our top performers with these kinds of horses, not only on strike rate but also when it comes to showing a profit when we compare him to the market expectations of the last start winners. So David Hall always one to follow with a last start winner. And then we have the map for this weekend's race, which I think gives him an edge over his rivals. He's drawn gate 1, he's going to get a lovely run up behind the speed. Now I would expect that Superstar may be able to lay up closer than last time because of his better draw, but he'll still probably be giving Speedy Dragon a start, and I think that might play all in favour of David Hall's runner. So our tip in race 4, Speedy Dragon. His winning factor, the last start win. Now last start winners generally win about 1 in 6 times at their next race, but David Hall clearly outperforms that statistic, and that gives Speedy Dragon some attractiveness in Saturday's race. The second race we're going to look at is the final race, race 10, and the winning factor here, the trainer. Now this is a very interesting class 3 from a trainer angle, because 2 of our leading trainers with stable transfers, Tony Millard with Sparkling Dragon and Casper Founds with Shimmer and Shine, have horses appearing for the first time for their yard in this race. We've said before what a potent statistic that is, and if we look at the list of trainers with first-time stable transfers, Millard and Founds rank highly. Now Jimmy Ting has headed them off this season in his honeymoon period as a trainer, but Millard and Founds have been doing this year in, year out with stable transfers for many seasons, and it's always something to note when a horse is having its first run for their stable. We even saw Casper Founds land a first time for the stable winner with Super Lucky on Wednesday night, so he's in form with the stable transfers as well. But that trainer statistic bumps up against another very powerful statistic here during the middle of each season, and that is John Size. Every year in the middle of the season, usually between November and February, John Size explodes into life and becomes a real force on the scene, and we've seen exactly the same thing over the past month. If we have a look at the leading trainers since December 9, John Size 16 winners, and he's double the tally of the next best trainer. And there's plenty of evidence he's going to keep producing them, and Tornado Twist in the final race on Saturday is really Size's stock in trade. The lightly raced improving horse going through the grades. We see him here at his second start in a race, and he'd learned a lot from the first time around. He didn't miss the start this time. He settled in midfield, and when Joe Moreira let him down, he really unwound a very strong sprint, winning with plenty up the sleeve. This was a most impressive win. The handicapper was impressed too and has hoisted him into Class 3, and this is another area where size stands out. We've highlighted before how strong and potent a factor it is following horses coming off a win and going up in class. Never mind the popular wisdom that it's a harder job to do. They do it over and over. And as you can see from these figures, size stands head and shoulders above his rivals at making that happen. Throw in a map here with what looks a very solid speed, which will suit Tornado Twist and may not suit Shimmer and Shine and Sparkling Dragon quite as well, and that gives the knockout blow to size. So the tip in race 10, Tornado Twist. His winning factor, the trainer. This looks a race where some important trainer statistics are going to butt heads, if you like, but John Size's ability to train winners through the middle of the season and his ability with these horses going up in grade off a win give him the knockout blow over Casper Founds and Tony Millard. Well, that's it for the winning factor this week. Good luck on Saturday. See you next time.